town, which makes him a fugitive.
Welcome home.
Yeah, it was a very interesting trip. Why didn't you mention that you knew Alcazar in South America? Why did you show up on my doorstep right after he jumped off that balcony? Huh? This wasn't about working for me. This was about hiding from the cops in plain sight. You killed Alcazar, didn't you?
My husband is not out of town.
Well, he's not here. He's not at the office.
Well, he must be out at a business meeting then.
Oh, he's out all right. Out of Port Charles. Could be out of the USA.
Sonny can't leave the country because if he did, he'd be violating his bail.
Right. He would never break the law.
Oh, never.
Let's just cut it out here, okay? He's gone, and I'm issuing a warrant for his arrest.
You're gonna look like a fool when he comes walking through the doors of the PCPD.
I've looked like one before. I'll take that chance.
Well, you know that the whole town knows that you have a vendetta against Sonny. You sure you want to risk losing a little bit of faith they have left in you?
Yeah. Uh-oh, who's that?
You have another visitor?
Well, show them in. Good evening.
Alcazar had you put in prison in South America. That's why you plan to kill him, right?
It's complicated.
You wanted revenge, so you got out of prison and you tracked Alcazar to Port Charles.
All right, now you're making
You
assumptions.
gonna deny it, Rick?
All right, I admit I followed Alcazar here.
Then you went to his room and you shoved him off the balcony.
No.
Then you covered your tracks by positioning yourself to defend Jason, one of the prime suspects.
All right, no.
Don't lie to me.
I hated Luis Alcazar, all right? I wanted him dead. But somebody got to him before I did. The closest I got to him was in the alleyway outside the Port Charles Hotel to look up just in time to see him fall from that balcony onto a parked car. I did not kill him.
Brenda saw a man in the hallway of the hotel the night of the murder. Was that you?
Yes, it was.
You're on your way to Alcazar's room to kill him?
No, Alcazar was already dead. I saw him.
Then why didn't you leave? Why did you go into the hotel?
Well, I thought it was a good idea to maybe go up to his hotel room and remove any documents.
Well, that's pretty risky there, isn't it,
It's
Rick?
a chance I thought I should take.
What? Thin story you got there.
Come on, Sonny. It's the truth. I went up to the 14th floor and I went to the hotel suite. That's when I saw Brenda running through the corridor all panicky and hysterical. And she looked like she didn't know where she was going.
So you turned away?
Well, I didn't want her to see me.
You said none of the cops.
Why would I do that? What would that achieve for either of us?
You're not looking out for Brenda. You're out to try to save your own skin. You know why? Because you're the killer. You're the one who found Ida hanged in her room. You paid her to lie, say she saw Brenda, and then you killed her off to lock her testimony.
Okay, so why would I stick around town, huh? Why wouldn't I just cut my losses and just leave? Why would I come to you and try to get a job?
Because you wanted to get close enough to Jason to frame him.
Come on, Sonny.
You wanted to work me. It didn't work. Then you try to work my wife. Get her to trust you. Impress her with your legal skills.
All right, fine.
I don't care about that
fine.
stuff.
You're so convinced? You turn me in. Do it. But I'll tell you something. You do that, and you're going to be the one who puts the final nail in Brenda's coffin.
Don't be so... Well, what do we have here? A little get-together of the mob wives?
I barely know this woman.
What's the occasion? Game of canasta? Bake sale? Turf war?
Yeah, what is the occasion?
I just happened to be in the neighborhood. Thought I'd drop in for a visit.
Oh, did
Yeah.
you?
Excuse me, Carly. I'm sure you could use all the friends you can get right now. With your husband gone and all your enemies just circling around.
I'm handling it.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah, could you give Carly and I a minute alone? You know that bake sale's coming up soon.
I would love to taste your cookies. Give me a call when they're baked.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
Scott?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Listen, so long, girls, but if your husband is not back by tomorrow, he's listed as a fugitive.
Sonny's out of town?
What do you want?
I came about the club. See, I think.
And you just happen to be passing by my club?
Oh, well, I feel a connection to the place. I mean, after all, it belongs to my family.
Right, so the sounds could be the ghosts of your ancestors then. I mean, if you believe in that sort of thing.
Well, you know, I did read a book about that once. This family was murdered in their home, and then the new people moved in, disturbing the spirits, unleashing a curse. Bad luck befell the new owners, and all sorts of terrible things started to happen.
Wow, sounds like the writer of that book had a very vivid imagination.
I don't know. People were hurt. Some even died.
Well, how'd they break that curse?
They didn't. They gave up. They moved out. But, you know, I want to scare you. It's just a story.
Excuse me. Hello? Really? Flooding in Kelly's basement. Well, did you check? Yeah, it sounds like a pipe burst. Okay, I'll be there.
What a shame. I hope the club isn't ruined.
Listen, I don't believe in ghosts and I don't believe in curses, but I can spot sabotage a mile away.
Hey, look, I was just trying to be helpful. You know, I'm sure Sonny has invested quite a bit of money in your new little venture, and it would be tragic if he were to lose it all.
I don't respond well to threats.
It's just a friendly little warning.
Now, Ida was a suicide, and I didn't kill Alcazar. Right? There's no forensic evidence linking me to the crime.
Well, that's because you know how to cover your tracks.
No, I told you before. See, I was in the alleyway. I looked up. I saw him fall from the rail.
You want evidence? I got witnesses who will testify you and Alcazar were enemies.
Okay. All right, but even if you can connect me to Alcazar, can you prove that I saw him in Port Charles? Can you prove that I was at the hotel suite? No, I wasn't. But see, now, Brenda, that's a different story. See, Brenda's already admitted that she tried to kill Alcazar with a knife. I mean, her fingerprints are all over the
Well,
place.
she admitted stabbing him, not killing him.
No. There are 2 eyewitnesses on record saying that she killed Alcazar.
They lied.
Well, Sonny, you know, it's their word against hers. You know, who do you think the jury's going to believe? Now, I doubt you want to be the one to make her case any worse.
Brenda's innocent because I'm looking right at the killer.
Okay, you know what? Let me put it in terms maybe that you'll understand. If you go to the police and you tell them that I was at Alcazar's hotel that night, I'm going to be forced to testify that I saw Brenda running through that corridor, all panicky and hysterical, and Jason leading her out of the hotel. See, I'm the eyewitness that can prove the DA's theory of a murder conspiracy. My testimony can convict both Jason and Brenda.
Okay, let me put this in a way that maybe you can understand. It would be very, very unwise for you to testify against Jason and Brenda.
I'll be fine as long as you and Brenda reciprocate. Now, look, I haven't gone to the cops yet, and I don't plan to. I don't want to cause any trouble.
I don't want you to come near me or my family again. As far as Carly, you cut off all ties you have with her. It's done, okay?
You're making a mistake.
No, the mistake is you should have run when you had the chance.
What the hell? Yeah, Elizabeth, do you have the number of the plumber that you use at Kelly's? Okay. Okay, thanks.
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
looks like that rusty pipe finally burst.
No, these pipes have been fine all these years. But it is strange, though, how they burst right after Faith Roscoe showed up making thinly veiled threats.
Oh, you think she had something to do with it?
Oh, she picked the wrong person to mess with because we are going to take her down so fast she isn't going to know what happened to her. I want you to get a list of all of her assets. What? No, Benny knows all the former associates.
No, Carly,
He can get them
Carly, I
for you.
need to tell you, I can't work with you anymore.
Why not?
something happened.
Something like Sonny? That was him on the phone earlier, wasn't it? It wasn't a paralegal. Sonny's back in town and he wanted to talk to you.
He thinks that I killed Luis Alcazar.
Well, did you?
I have to know her. Everyone knows everyone in this town. She'd have to be passive, domestic, definitely a girly girl.
Well, just tell me.
Why
do you have to keep it a secret?
Will you just shut up?
Big secret. Was she married?
Will you just shut? Hey. What's going on?
Oh, I'll just ask you.
Or Sonny.
You driving Jason crazy? Okay, now, I got information about the murder that can prove your innocence.
Really?
Rick and Alcazar were business associates in South America. Alcazar put Rick in prison.
I just remembered this. Rick and Luis were both at the house. Luis was really mad. He was yelling at him.
Okay, when Rick got out of prison, he came to Port Charles to kill Alcazar.
See? That is the guy who I saw in the hall.
Okay, we need more evidence
Well, it's
before
too late for that because Brenda just told Jax everything and he took off after Rick.
Okay.
So what? He's just trying to help us.
What's he gonna do, drag Rick into the PCPD?
Yeah, who knows what he's gonna do?
Well, exactly. None of us know what he's gonna do, so I'll call him and I'll find out.
He's gonna ruin everything.
He's just trying to do
That stupid boyfriend of yours is gonna put you behind bars for the rest of your life, Brenda.
Yeah, it's true. I did come here planning on killing Alcazar, but I never got the chance.
You sure had motive.
Yeah, well, I hated him. I spent months in that prison imagining how I can get my revenge on him for putting me in there in the first place. I had the whole plan worked out, every detail in my head.
Sure is a coincidence that you showed up at the exact moment that someone else was throwing Alcazar off the balcony.
Yeah, well, maybe, but that's how it happened.
And then you went upstairs.
Well, I wasn't going to let Alcazar hurt me after he was dead. So, yeah, I went up to his hotel suite. I wanted to make sure I got everything out of there that could connect me to him. That's why I was in the hallway, and that's why I haven't come forward.
Why didn't you just leave town?
Oh, maybe I should have.
You are a smart guy. You cover all your bases. You must have known that it was risky to stay, but you did. Drawing up business plans for Sonny. Doing everything you could to get close to his life. Why is Sonny so important to you?
Good, you made this easy for me.
Jax, what are you doing?
Carly, would you mind stepping aside?
Excuse me, what? Jax!
Okay, oh.
You killed Alcazar. Brenda remembers everything. She saw you in the hallway
I
that
was
night.
there that night, but I did not
Shut
kill
up.
anybody.
Shut up.
Jax,
Get moving.
stop it.
Carly.
Right now.
Carly, stay out of this.
You heard the man. You and I are gonna take a little ride. Let's go. Get moving.
All right.
Go.
What are you doing?
Stay out of this.
Brenda never saw the guy's face.
So how can we prove it's Rick?
We can't. Jax decided it was Rick because Brenda said the guy's coloring was the same.
But that's not proof.
Well, there has to be a way we know it's him.
There's no evidence. We going after Rick is a mistake.
All right, well, I don't even know for sure if that's what Jax went to do, so maybe I should call him and check.
Brenda, all the evidence is pointing at you.
So what? Well, Rick has motive and opportunity, too.
He also saw you running from Alcazar's room, Jason taking you away. Rick's testimony puts a lock on the murder conspiracy. If you know, Jax takes him to see Baldwin, Rick's gonna do whatever he can to clear his name, okay? And that means telling what he saw. We have to leave him alone until we have proof
Right.
he's the killer.
All right. Let me go call him.
Jax just took Rick away at gunpoint.
What's this all about?
Done your job for you.
You escorted Jason's lawyer to the courthouse? Thank you.
Killed Luis Alcazar. You might want to arrest him.
I think you're getting a little crazy, Jasper.
No. Brenda saw him outside Alcazar's hotel suite the night of the murder. He had a gun.
I hope you got a permit.
You know what? You might want to take this seriously. Because this is new evidence and Brenda's a witness.
No, Brenda's not a witness. She's my #1 suspect, so her credibility is at a rock bottom. And so is yours.
You know what?
Fact.
You cannot ignore this, Baldwin.
Oh, come on, you're desperate now. You'll do anything to get Brenda off. You gave a phony confession. You tried to set him up. You know, I'm gonna ignore the... You know what? Goodbye.
Oh, hey, what's this? What do we got here?
What's the big break in the Alcazar murder case? Have you come up with new evidence?
Mr. Baldwin, will you be making an arrest?
Brenda Barrett Morgan and Jason Morgan, innocent.
You know, I have uncovered the real murderer and brought him to Scott Baldwin, but the DA refuses to investigate because he's not interested in justice. His only goal is to frame Brenda Barrett to get to Sonny Corinthos. Isn't that right, DA Baldwin?
Jax took Rick away at gunpoint?
Yeah, I don't know where he took Rick. Jax said that they were going for a ride. I've never seen him like that. He claims that Rick killed Alcazar. Brenda saw him the night of the murder.
Brenda, Jax is out of control.
Yeah, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna go find him.
Yeah, we'll try the PCPD. I'm sure Jax turned Rick into Baldwin, his best friend.
You need to get Jax to back off these accusations. If Rick is pushed, he's gonna say he saw you at the hotel.
Well, that's going to prove that he went to the room himself. I mean, how are we going to explain that one?
We can't explain anything because we have no proof that Rick killed anybody.
All Jax is doing is handing Baldwin another witness against Brenda and Jason.
Brenda, just make sure the best thing Jax can do for you, tell him to leave Rick alone.
I'll tell him.
Okay. Jax is Brenda's first loyalty. If he tells her to admit she saw Rick, she's gonna do it, okay? I gotta take care of this myself.
Okay, what are you going to do?
I'll be at the PCPD, okay?
All right, well, see if you can convince Brenda to keep quiet about seeing Rick at the hotel that night, because if she accuses Rick, then she's going to make it worse for herself and for Jason, and I think you're the only one who can get through to her.
Yeah, all right.
He'll handle this.
You know, if you've ever doubted that I love you, I just proved it right now by sending Sonny off to deal with Brenda.
You have nothing to worry about.
I'm worried about you, Jason. You're gonna end up in jail if Sonny can't straighten all of this out.
You know how you can help me. Don't do anything crazy.
Oh, come on, me? What about Brenda? Tell me what she has done right so far.
Nothing. She doesn't stop and think. She does whatever she wants, and that's what makes her dangerous.
Yeah, well, for once, I hope that she listens to Sonny instead of Jax.
Hey, Baldwin, where are you going?
Take Nancy up to my office and interrogate him.
Yeah, well, Mac wants him in the interrogation room.
What difference does it make?
What difference does it make?
Yeah.
It's procedure. You got a problem with that?
Now, with procedure, what I do have a problem is Mac telling me, the district attorney, what to do.
Okay, you know what? Right, let's go.
I'll tell you what, Farrell, take him up to my office. I want to talk to you. Thank you, sir.
Farrell, did you get that file from last week?
I don't know what you mean. What are you talking about?
File was sent last week.
Easy.
Things don't run so smooth there, huh? Without Alexis Davis there to grease the wheel, huh?
I'm just here to see Rick.
Bad luck there hiring a murder suspect to be your defense attorney. Who else would be desperate enough to take the case, though, right?
Well, Corinthos, you're here to see Rick. It's not gonna happen.
Well, I have a right to visit whoever I want to visit here.
So you can threaten him, scare him, like you did Ida. We all know what happened to her.
Do we?
If I was you know what I would do? I'd go outside, I'd breathe in the fresh air. Enjoy your freedom, because once the trial starts, I'm gonna convict Jason, and then I'm coming after you for conspiracy to commit murder.
Rick Lansing is a prime suspect in the murder case, right, of Alcazar? So that means you're dropping the charges on Jason and Brenda?
No. He's not a suspect. He's a potential witness for the prosecution. We've taken him into protective custody.
I don't know if you know this, but Rick Lansing used to work for Alcazar. He was in prison in South America on Alcazar's orders. He shows up here right before Alcazar dies, and he's a hell of a lot more capable of shoving Alcazar off that balcony than Brenda is. You calling this a witness?
You bet. And in your zeal to protect your ex-girlfriend, you and Jax have proven that she's guilty.
You weren't paying attention.
Dad, I thought I saw him moving behind the trees. I thought it was a deer.
You knew he was close by.
I didn't think he was.
No, you didn't think. You never do. We buried your brother today because of you. I'm sorry. Sorry won't bring Peter back. Nothing will. No more guns in the house. Never!
Stop it! What is wrong with you? You lost your mind.
It's called payback.
Oh, you cannot still be mad at me.
Why would I be? All you did was lean on me. Confide in me, act like we were friends. Then when Sonny came along, called for you to come home, you came back without even thinking a word. But hey, no big deal, right? Forget about him.
I thought you were past that.
Some things are hard to get over, Carly. Like always being the reject, the screw up, one who's replaceable.
I see. Hey! Oh, great! So smashing up my club's making you feel better.
I don't want to feel anything, Carly. You go. Go tell Sonny what happened here. You tell him to come after me. Tell him to come after me with everything he's got. I don't care.
Look at you. You're high as a kite.
I'll give you the first clue.
What happened, Xander?
Life happened, Carly. Life. And all those wonderful people who cut me loose along the way.
We can still be friends.
After you drop-kicked me?
Hey, I'm not the one who ended our friendship. You did by spiraling out of control exactly like you're doing right now.
That's right. I'm sorry. You were perfect, blameless. I forgot.
Okay. You know what? You want to hate me? You can hate me. Don't do this to yourself, Xander. There are places you can go to get help.
I don't want any help!
Xander, you ruin your life when you get angry. You self-destruct. It is your pattern.
Talking to some shrink, you can get a change of damn thing. Past keeps coming back. Never let you run away, Carly. Always finds and tracks you down.
How'd it go with Brenda?
I didn't see her. You all right?
Yeah, I cut my hand. What happened?
I went to the police station. Rick was there. Baldwin didn't let me see him. And now they're bringing Rick in as a witness for the prosecution.
What? What is wrong with Jax, huh? I mean, why didn't he see this coming?
Jax is a
idiot.
Yeah, he is. I should have hit him over the head with something when he was taking Rick away. You know, he is so worried about saving his precious little Brenda that he is going to get both Jason and her convicted.
You know what? I should have found a way to turn this case around when I had the chance before it got this far.
Yeah, well, I could have done about 100 things differently, too, starting with how I dealt with Brenda.
You did better than I expected. What are you talking about?
Oh, well, what did you expect?
Well, I thought, you know, that you might give in to temptation. Find a way to maybe, like, run her out of town or something.
Oh, me?
No, maybe not.
Well, I did actually think about it a lot. But then I thought, well, if Sonny finds out, he'll just be furious with me, and then he'll go after her.
You're my beautiful wife. I'm not going after anybody.
Yeah. Well, I know. But then I wasn't thinking so logically. I was too caught up in worrying about losing you. Now it's Jason who might lose.
Jason's gonna be all right. There's a way out of this. I just gotta find it. Alcazar got what he wanted, even if he had to die to do it. Brenda's, you know, she's worse off now than when Alcazar had her under his control. And you got Jason now. Look how much trouble he's in.
You know, it makes me crazy. I can't help it. Brenda causes this drama wherever she goes.
It'll be over soon, okay?
Okay. Don't worry about me. I'm not gonna panic. Do anything crazy. Focus on my club. Whatever's left of it.
What do you mean, whatever's left of it?
Found Xander down there.
Yeah?
Smashing it up with a crowbar.
What the hell for?
He was high on who knows what and angry at everybody, everything, and lashing out. You know how he gets.
I'll take care of it.
No, don't.
What do you mean?
It's okay.
I'll take care of it.
Don't, okay? Xander's mad at me, not at you. And I deserve at least some of it.
No, you know what? You deserve a good life. That's what you deserve.
I have a good life.
I know things have not been easy, but it's gonna get better, I promise.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that.
And I appreciate everything that, you know, you're always so supportive. And,
you're welcome.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Hello. It's Farrell.
What do you got? Okay, well, let me know if anything changes.
What now?
Well, Rick kept his mouth shut.
Well, trying to impress you.
Well, I'm impressed, all right. Whatever Rick's after, it must be pretty big for him to be going through all this.
Brenda?
Jax, what are you doing?
Have you seen Brenda?
Not since she left to try to stop you. What's going on? When was the last time you saw her?
Last night.
When last night?
Sonny, up and up! Is your husband home?
What happened?
Sonny?
No, he left before I woke. What is going on now?
Brenda's missing. So I guess this is Sonny's way of saving her, huh? By running off with her.
Okay, none of Sonny's clothes are missing.
That doesn't matter because they can buy whatever they need when they get to wherever he's taken her.
Listen to me. Sonny's in my marriage is solid, and he is over Brenda.
Sonny there?
Well, you know what? He's obviously
Okay,
managed
no, he's not answering his cell phone. When was the last time you saw him?
Oh, managed to convince her.
If you see him, have him call me right away.
All over him for months.
What are you talking about? Sonny grabs every opportunity that he can to run into Brenda.
Okay, you know, you should just kept her out of the country because, you know, if you had, we wouldn't be in this mess right now. But no, Brenda had to come here, back to Sonny. She had to find him here, right? Isn't that the deal?
Right away. Carly?
What?
Just calm down, okay?
Did you find him?
Not yet, but I'm going to find him.
Sonny doesn't want to be found.
I promise I will find Sonny.
I need to speak to you.
I'm not interested.
Jason's attorney's in police custody. I need you to take his case.
I'm not interested in what you need at this time.
Okay, I don't need help, and I probably never will, but Brenda does, and Jason's her co-defendant. This case is going to start in, what, about an hour? You and I both know Brenda and Jason didn't do it. And you also know that if Jason's convicted, Brenda will be too. So if you want to win this case, you're going to have to defend Brenda and Jason.
For someone who never finished high school, you seem to be something of an expert on judicial process, don't you?
Consider your options. You'll do the right thing. You always do. I know you will.
This is where you run like a little bunny to him?
I didn't incriminate Jason or Brenda. I had no intention of doing so.
Why?
You know something else, you know that? What's a guy got to do to get you to trust him?
I don't know. But keeping your mouth shut's the first thing you've done right.
You know, maybe
Going to Sonny's Island.
Sonny didn't go anywhere with Brenda.
Sonny's gone. Brenda's gone. The trial's about to start. Put two and two together.
Where have you been?
Where's Brenda?
Brenda took off.
What the hell did you do, Jax? You wore her down. You kept pushing her to sell Jason out.
You and Jason pressured her to protect you at all costs.
And then you proved you're an idiot by calling a press conference to turn Rick Lansing over to the police with no evidence. Brenda probably realized, hey, you know what? Jax is out of control. I better get out of here before he gets me convicted.
Brenda's in this mess because of you, Sonny. Let's not forget that. And Baldwin wouldn't be pushing so hard if you hadn't ordered Jason to knock off Alcazar that night. And if you would have left her the hell alone, she wouldn't have been arrested in the first place. Because Baldwin's not after her. He's after you and Jason.
Well, this isn't helping, okay? We gotta find Brenda before the trial.
I want you to stay the hell away from her.
You can't go anywhere. You gotta be at the courthouse.
Jason, Sonny is right. You need to get dressed for the trial. Go prove your innocence and forget about Brenda.
Well, Carly and I finally agree on something. I want you to stay the hell away from her.
I cannot believe that Brenda ran. I'm sorry, I thought that she had more courage or more loyalty than that.
Well, so did I. Worse off than ever. You know what? Brenda comes off tough, but inside she's not. She's fragile, and I should have seen. I should have seen that she was going to crack. That's all I got to say.
Well, then what? Then what would you have done? Were you going to hold her hand 24 hours a day? You think that would have helped?
No, it would have driven her away faster.
Okay, so any way you look at it, she would have run, and now she's gone ahead and left Jason to pay for all of her mistakes.
Jason's not going to pay. We've all paid enough.
Jason, if you're getting dressed, don't.
Why? What happened? Did they get a postponement?
No, not that I know of.
Okay, well, then I gotta be in the courtroom in half an hour.
Okay, well, not wearing that.
What are you talking about? You always told me I gotta dress up for these court appearances. You gave me a whole speech.
Well, you are on trial for murder. Okay, you put this on. I bought it for you.
I have a shirt on.
Yeah, well, you need to wear this one.
Well, Carly, look, I don't have time for this right now.
Jason, it doesn't matter if you are late as long as you walk into that courtroom looking innocent.
What does that have to do with the shirt that I'm wearing right now?
Look, this one's better. It matches your eyes. I went through about 50 of them. Will you please look? If you put this on, it'll make you appear more soft, more gentle, more like the person that you are inside, and not like Sonny's hired killer, which is exactly what Scott is going to try and convince everybody that you
Carly,
are.
Slow down, okay? I appreciate what you're trying to do. I like the shirt, and I promise that I'll wear it, but not today. Okay?
Jason, this is the beginning of the trial.
You know what? I don't even know if there is going to be a trial. I don't know where Brenda is.
She ran away?
No, she didn't run away.
Well, Jason, don't try and even give her the benefit of the doubt right now. What the heck?
Look, Brenda's a pain, okay? She's selfish. She was safely out of the country with Jackson. She came all the way back. Now, why would she go through all that trouble just to disappear on the morning of a trial, especially alone?
Well, maybe she realized that there was nothing for her here. Maybe she realized that she didn't want Jax after all, and since Sonny's not an option, she decided there was no reason for her to be here in Port Charles.
You know what? It's not like she gives a damn if you go to prison.
Actually, she does.
You are on your way to court to be tried for first-degree murder. You wouldn't have even been arrested if Brenda hadn't needed to be saved again.
Yeah.
Okay, she used you, she deserted you, and now you're defending her?
And we shouldn't jump to conclusions so fast.
The trial is about to begin. She's not here.
No, she's not home. Okay, she could be anywhere. She could be taking a walk. Maybe she's out buying a new pair of shoes. Who knows what Brenda thinks is a good idea on the morning of a trial. Maybe she had a fight with Jax. Or maybe she just needed 5 minutes to think without people telling her what to do, what to wear, how to look in court. That it's her fault this is happening, but if she does the right thing, she can still get out of this. And one day that's leave the country. The next day that's trust this lawyer, trust that lawyer, cut a deal to testify. You know, maybe she's just tired of everyone telling her that everything's always going to work out.
Jason, are you afraid?
Am I scared to go to jail? I just know that whatever it takes, I won't let myself be locked up. But I don't want to do this, Carly. I don't want to sit in that courtroom for days with people staring at me, telling me how either I'm this vicious person or that I'm this brain-damaged idiot who didn't know what I was doing. And I don't want to watch Sonny cut himself open because he thinks he put me in this position. And I don't want you buying me shirts because you think I won't get convicted. I don't like seeing you scared. Or Courtney. Or anyone that I care about.
Okay, you know what? How about this? How about I won't tell you what to do until the end of the trial. I won't buy you any more shirts. I'll just be on your side. Okay, whatever it takes, whatever it means, I'm on your side.
Oh, thanks. All right, let's go.
Wait, your jacket. You need a jacket.
Confusion today as to whether or not the trial would be starting as originally planned, and I admit regretfully that I inadvertently gave Miss Barrett Morgan and Mr. Morgan the wrong answer.
Your Honor, she's lying. We've been discussing the start of the trial all day.
Mr. Baldwin has not been with me every second of this day, and as is frequently the case, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
It's obvious that the co-defendants have fled the jurisdiction. Miss Davis is trying to buy them some getaway time.
Your Honor, I apologize for being late.
Mr. Morgan, where's your wife?
Your Honor, may I have a moment?
No! Mr. Morgan, I'll ask you again, where is your wife?
Hey.
Where's your wife?
Your Honor, I don't know where my wife is.
Do you have any idea where your wife is?
No, sir.
Your Honor, I would like a warrant issued for Brenda Barrett's arrest.
I hardly think that's necessary, Your Honor.
Do you know where your client is, Miss Davis?
Your Honor, may I approach?
Sonny, I overheard AJ talking to Coleman. They're working together to frame Jason. I think Coleman's the one who found that bogus eyewitness.
So that's where Ida came from.
Coleman denied it, but I think he might have killed her. I mean, maybe she got scared and wanted to break the deal and tell the truth.
All right, you were right in bringing this to me. I'll go ahead and take care of it from here.
My client is committed to clearing her name in this trial. It doesn't make any sense that she's not here. There must be extraordinary circumstances.
It's a stall tactic. It's as clear as the nose on her face that Brenda Barrett ran, as she's done before.
Mr. Davis, I'm inclined to agree with the DA.
Your Honor, all I'm asking for is that you grant me a short recess so that I can find out what happened to her.
If Mr. Baldwin is right, and you or your client are using this to deliberately delay the proceedings, I'll hold you both in contempt.
Well, I would like it officially placed on record.
Sorry for the interruption.
I'm in conference and you're out of order.
What I have to say may affect your conference. I've located Miss Brenda Barrett Morgan.
Where is she?
En route to General Hospital. After being pulled out of the lake. She might not make it.
Lieutenant, tell us what you know.
I just got a call from dispatch. Somebody pulled Brenda Barrett out of the lake. Apparently she'd been there a long time.
Is she alive?
Barely. But only because she was wearing a wetsuit. Paramedics are on the scene right now. That's all the information I have, Your Honor.
This could be retaliation for Alcazar. If somebody could have tried to kill Brenda,
Okay, no, it's
so I'm
okay.
gonna
Don't. You don't have to explain. Just go. Take care of it. I'll stay with Courtney.
I'm headed for hospital.
Okay, I'll be there as soon as I can.
Once again, Your Honor, I'm going to request a recess to ascertain the condition of my client. I'm assuming by now the court will see, as well as the district attorney, that my client's non-appearance was not an effort to stonewall or delay this court in any way.
That remains to be seen.
For God's sake, surely you will agree that it's a little excessive to throw yourself into a freezing lake to avoid court.
I've heard enough. I'm granting the recess.
Okay, Your Honor.
Due to Mrs. Morgan's unavailability, the court will adjourn and reconvene at the earliest possible date. The attorneys will be notified as well as the jury. The same rules apply. You are not to discuss this case with each other or anyone else. This court is adjourned.
All rise. I hope this isn't a trick.
That's your style, not mine, Counselor.
We'll see.
As her legal husband, it would be good to make an appearance at the hospital right now.
I'm on my way.
I'll be right behind you.
I won't keep you. I just would like to ask you to forget the bad blood that's passed between us and remember how much we all love Brenda. She's a wonderful little girl, and you just let me know if I can help if she needs anything, all right? Okay. All right.
Oh, it's too bad you didn't get a little goodbye kiss. Might be the last time you ever see the golden boy.
Go away, AJ, and leave me alone.
I want you to understand the life you chose when you walked away from me. Brenda's chances aren't too good. The lake is freezing this time of year. Hypothermia sets in a matter of minutes, and she's such a tiny little thing.
What are you saying?
If Brenda dies, the prosecution's case lands on Jason. He takes the rap, goes to jail, no get out of jail free card. Plus, of course, the jury wants to give him the death penalty, in which case you get yourself a nice front row center seat and really say goodbye.
God, you're so jealous of Jason that you would actually prefer it if Brenda died. God, AJ, how hateful are you?
Just wanted you to give the heads up, that's all, you know? Understand what you're getting into?
AJ, leave her alone. Go crawl back into your hole with the other maggots.
Oh, Carly, babes, you really need to come up with some new material. But you're upset. I won't hold it against you. Trying times for the Corinthos family. I'm sure you all need to pull together. You know, reassure each other that everything's going to work out just peachy like they always do. But what if this time you're wrong? Just a thought.
What's going on?
The details are still sketchy.
Sure, right?
My understanding is she's unconscious. She's with Jax.
Okay, you're her husband. Get Jax out of there, find out what she was doing in that lake.
What do you two clowns think you're doing? Brenda's involved in a murder investigation. She's under police supervision. Yeah, get lost. You too. Out.
Brenda, you're gonna be fine. You've got Alan, Monica, and Tony taking care of you. Just know I can by your side. Try not to speak, okay? Just rest. What is it?
My wife was just fished out of the lake. She's unconscious. For all I know, she might not make it. No one's gonna stop me from seeing her, especially you.
Wait, I need to talk to you.
What?
Is this a setup?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding. Because if you and Sonny are up to something, and I'm defending you...
Sonny and I have nothing to do with this, okay? And I can't tell you anything until I talk to Brenda.
It's just a safety deposit box key. What do you want me to do with it?
Go to First Bank.
That's my wife in there, okay? I want everybody away from her except medical personnel unless I say it's okay.
Go with him.
Sorry, Mr. Jax. Her husband's here now. You'll have to leave.
Be back if we can.
Jack, what did Brenda give you?
Nothing.
Don't deny it. I saw she gave you something. What is it?
I know it's hard, but try to ignore AJ. He's gonna use anything he can to get to you.
He got to me, Carly. I mean, Jason could be in even more trouble, and it's just killing me not to be with him.
Courtney, you're scaring me. You're beginning to act too much like me. You want to be with him, but you cannot go barging into that hospital and get into the middle of this.
Okay, but I won't even talk to him. I just need to know what's going on.
Listen to what I say. Learn from my experience, okay? Just stay out of it for a minute.
Carly, I don't know how to do that.
Well, you need to learn. If you want to be with Jason as badly as you say you do. Look at Elizabeth. She could not handle it, and look where they are now. It's part of the package, you know? It's a price that we pay for loving men like Sonny and Jason. We've got to follow the unwritten rules if we want to stay in their lives.
You know what? To hell with the rules. I'm gonna go see Jason.
Go.
How did Nancy use her? Like it or not, our fates are tied for now. Either we get out alive or nobody does. Can you at least agree on that?
What's your point?
My point is, if she gave you something that's going to help the case, you need to share that information.
Brenda gave me a ring that she was hanging on to.
So where are you going now?
For a walk in the park.
No, that may not be a problem.
Brenda risked her life to get the key to that safety deposit box. She trusted me with it.
We're wasting time. Cops have to be on their way, Jax.
This tape could mean Brenda's acquittal.
It could send her straight to prison. I need to see what's in that before anybody else does.
I won't let you take the evidence.
Sure you will. We're wasting time, Jax.
I'm trying to protect Brenda. Are you gonna let me do that?
We have orders to open a safety deposit box.
This is the one that belongs to Luis Alcazar.
You know what, Jack? Why don't you leave? Let the officers do their job.
Where are the contents, sir?
Did you remove that tape from this safety deposit box?
Yes, I did.
Hand me the tape, please.
Thank you, sir.
Why didn't you hide the damn tape?
Because I'd rather take my chances with the cops.
How did Brenda take it?
I have no idea Jax is with her. Do you have any idea what's on that tape?
No.
Do you have any indication where the tape
I didn't
was
get a
made?
good look at it.
The jury won't see it either if it helps Brenda in any way. We have to go in there. No matter what Scott says to you, no matter how angry he makes you, you do not lose your temper. And what I mean by that is you don't sit in that chair with that icy, remorseless stare of yours, because he is going to convince the jury that you are a killing machine. You may be that, but don't do his job for him.
Trial's open to the public, Grandfather.
Hey, are you capable of answering simple?
It's about time you and I had a little talk.
All rise. Court is in session. The matter of the People versus Brenda Barrett Morgan and Jason Morgan regarding the first-degree murder of Luis Alcazar. You may be seated.
Are all parties present?
We're all set, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready?
Yes, sir.
The defense is ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may begin, Miss Davis.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you very much for your time and patience. As you know, the lives of my clients, Jason and Brenda Morgan, are at stake. And I am counting on you to listen and to arrive at a fair and just verdict. Some facts in this case are clear. Brenda Barrett Morgan, among others, was at the scene of the crime. The district attorney will tell you that my clients had motive to want Luis Alcazar dead, and I am telling you that there is a long list of people who had motive to want Luis Alcazar dead because he was a bad man who did bad things. He was an arms dealer who continually operated above the law. Perhaps the district attorney can explain to you how a man like that could not only be acquitted of kidnapping, but be acquitted of attempted murder. And perhaps he can explain to you how a man like that could get away with holding Brenda Barrett Morgan against her will for over 4 years, kidnapping a respected doctor and shooting a prominent businessman. Perhaps he can explain to you how a man like that, who has absolutely no regard for human life, could be set free into society to walk the streets of Port Charles to do as he saw fit. The facts in this case, some will be difficult to hear. It will be brother against brother, some will be sister against brother, but the bottom line here, the core of this case is reasonable doubt. Because no one will ever know exactly what happened in that hotel the night that Luis Alcazar was murdered. So all that we can do is consider the evidence, we can listen to the witnesses, and we can try to put the pieces together. But I am telling you that the pieces do not fit. You're going to listen to the facts of this case, you're going to hear the state, and you will understand and you will come to the conclusion that the state cannot prove, beyond a reasonable doubt, that my clients, Jason and Brenda Morgan, killed Luis Alcazar. Thank you for your attention.
Mr. Baldwin, your first witness, please.
I call A.J. Quartermain.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. It's just a little confusing, you understand me? Seeing you with AJ after everything that's happened. At first I didn't understand, and then, you know, I mean, it's an odd case, convenient evidence, witnesses out of nowhere, ending up dead. And here you are with this guy and AJ enjoying each other, you know, having a great time. Things started coming into focus for me, right?
I can explain.
I don't want you to explain. You gotta listen to me. Listen to me. If Jason and Brenda are convicted, I'm gonna take care of the situation. 2 lives for one seems more than fair. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
On the night he was murdered, you saw Mr. Alcazar in the back of his limousine, alive and well, correct?
Yes.
And you saw the man who was driving the limousine, and he is in this courtroom?
Yes.
Would you point him out?
Jason Morgan.
Let the record show that Mr. Quartermain has pointed out Mr. Morgan as a known hitman,
Objection.
#1 goon.
Objection, Your Honor.
Tone it down, Mr. Baldwin.
Well, I doubt that Mr. Morgan was taking Mr. Alcazar out for a banana split.
Your Honor.
Your witness.
On the evening in question, you had a clear view of the limousine, did you not?
Yes.
No obstruction, you could see the interior?
Yes. Jason Morgan was driving the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was there anyone else in the limousine?
Luis Alcazar.
Anyone else?
Sky Quartermain.
You mean Mrs. Sky Quartermain Jacks, the estranged wife of Jasper Jacks?
Yes.
Mrs. Jacks is your sister, correct?
Correct.
And Jason is your brother, correct?
Correct.
Was Mrs. Jacks riding up front with her brother?
No.
Where was she sitting?
In the back.
With Alcazar?
That's correct.
Did she seem as if she had been kidnapped?
No.
Did you tell the police that your sister was riding next to Alcazar in the limo the night that he was murdered?
No.
And why is that?
Didn't seem relevant.
But turning your brother in did?
Yes.
You're a recovering alcoholic, aren't you, AJ?
Recovering, yes.
Are you drunk now?
No.
When was the last time you remember being drunk?
Relevance.
Get where you're going, Miss Davis.
Mr. Quartermain, isn't it true that you've had a long-standing grudge against your brother Jason?
Yes.
Isn't it true that you have felt pitted against him since childhood?
Yes.
And haven't you stated on numerous occasions that you would do anything to destroy your brother Jason?
Jason Morgan is a contract killer. I saw him drive Luis Alcazar straight to his death, and nothing will change that.
Thank you, Mr. Quartermain.
Order in this courtroom.
So, has the trial started yet?
Why did you come back?
I know how much this trial affects you. And since Carly had to leave, you know, to go take care of Michael, that I thought that I'd...
Did Carly ask you to be here?
Well, she said she had to go home because Michael wasn't feeling well. I know she didn't say in those words that she wanted me to come to the trial and hold your hand. I'm trying to be a better sister, all right? I mean, you need to have family around you, Sonny.
I don't want you involved in this.
I get to care about you.
Well, I made choices that can't be undone.
Yeah, well, so have I.
And the choices that I've made, I've hurt people.
I'm not leaving.
Okay, come on, let's go.
You're absolutely sure you saw Brenda Morgan go after Mr. Alcazar with a knife?
Yes.
No further questions?
You're a recovering alcoholic, the same as your brother, is that correct?
What does that have to do with anything?
Please answer yes or no.
Excuse me, what does recovering alcoholic mean?
Well, it means you're dealing with the disease one day at a time.
Did you have a drink today, Mrs. Jacks?
I'm fine.
I'm glad to hear that, but I asked you if you had a drink today, and I'm afraid I need a yes or a no.
Yes.
How many drinks have you had today?
I don't really count drinks.
All right, let me see if I can help you. Was it 2 drinks? Was it 4 drinks? Was it 10 drinks?
A few.
Are you drunk now, Mrs. Jacks?
Objection.
Relevance, Your Honor.
I'll allow it. Miss Davis, move on, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Are you drunk now, Mrs. Jacks?
No.
Were you drinking the night Luis Alcazar was murdered?
Yes.
How many drinks did you have?
I was very upset.
All right, was that 4 drinks upset or 11 drinks upset?
I was drunk.
So, when you got into the limo with the man who shot, paralyzed, and nearly killed your husband, you were drunk?
My family was giving a party that
Yes
night.
or no? Please, Mrs. Jacks.
Yes.
Were you fond of Luis Alcazar?
No.
Were you attracted to Luis Alcazar?
No.
Did you hate Luis Alcazar?
Yes.
Did you have sex with Luis Alcazar the night that he was murdered?
Yes.
Was it good?
Your Honor.
Withdrawn.
You know better, Miss Davis.
You're absolutely right, Your Honor, and I apologize to the court. I'd like some clarification on some of your testimony, if you don't mind, Mrs. Jacks. Now, you said that you could see the murder clearly from Luis Alcazar's bedroom.
Yes.
Even though you were drunk.
Yes.
And just had sex with the man who shot your husband.
Yes.
Could you see clearly from Luis Alcazar's bedroom? Could you see the balcony clearly?
No, but Brenda wasn't.
Why is that? Because you were drunk,
No,
Mrs. Jacks?
I could see through a little crack in the door.
Did you see Brenda Morgan actually stab Luis Alcazar?
Yes.
How many times?
She was chasing him.
I didn't ask you if she was chasing him. I asked you if you saw Brenda Morgan actually stab Luis Alcazar.
Yes.
Are you sure?
I said yes.
All right, then did you see Brenda Morgan actually push Luis Alcazar over the balcony?
She was going after him, so it only makes sense. She was the one.
You hate Brenda Morgan, don't you?
Yes.
Why is that?
She stole my husband.
Does that make you angry?
She showed up on my wedding night.
That would make me angry, too. Do you want Brenda Morgan out of the picture?
Yes.
Why? So your husband will love you again? Mrs. Jacks, you didn't see Brenda kill anyone, did you? Because you were passed out in Luis Alcazar's bed.
No.
You weren't passed out in Luis Alcazar's bed?
Yes.
Do you even remember having sex with him at all?
Objection.
I'll allow it. Answer the question.
Yes.
Are you sure, Mrs. Jacks?
Yes, mostly.
Did you have a blackout that night, Mrs. Jacks?
I was very upset.
Question, yes or no, please?
I don't remember.
You don't have any idea who killed Luis Alcazar, do you?
Yes.
Because, in fact, it could have been you.
No, it wasn't me. Brenda killed Alcazar. That lying slut stole my husband on my wedding night, and she deserves everything that jury's gonna throw at her. She ruined my life, and now I want you to ruin her.
Order in the court.
No
Get your witness under control.
You stole the only man I ever loved, and now I can't wait to watch you suffer!
You know what, Sky? Leave Brenda alone. She's innocent.
Oh my God, do you see this? She's in bed. That lying slut is in bed with my husband.
No, somebody please get her away from the TV.
Oh no, I'm gonna turn it off so you guys can get back to
Somebody
what
get her
you're
out of
doing.
there.
Order in the court. Let's go.
Get your witness under control. Any more outbursts in this courtroom, and I'll hold you in contempt, and you'll spend the rest of this trial in a jail cell. Next witness.
What is going on here, Your Honor?
Your Honor, I apologize for the late notice, but I would request permission to present new evidence.
I'm sorry, but I have not seen or heard of any of this.
What evidence?
Lieutenant Taggart.
What is it?
Videotape.
Where did this tape come from?
Miss Davis knows very well it was supplied by her own client, Brenda Morgan.
Mrs. Barrett Morgan, did you make this evidence available?
Yes, Your Honor.
In what manner did you do this?
I found the key to the safety deposit box.
In a yacht at the bottom of the lake, the tape was in the safety deposit box.
Do I need to mention chain of evidence?
Jasper Jacks presented the tape to the police himself.
Is that correct, Mr. Jacks?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
As Brenda Barrett Morgan's attorney, I have every right to review any evidence that's presented before the court.
Even when it's provided by her own client?
Have you seen the tape?
Yes. There's no question of relevance. At least in my opinion, Your Honor.
Then I will allow it.
Where are my keys?
Right here.
Give them to me.
You know you get confused when you leave the compound. Remember when you got lost?
Give me my keys. I'm going out.
I will take you anywhere on earth you want to go.
I want to go home.
You asked me not to take you home. Have you forgotten?
I've changed my mind.
Do you want the people back home to watch you die?
I'm just gonna go look at them. I'm not gonna let them see me.
Cool, Brenda. What's your plan? You gonna drive all the way back to Port Charles?
I just want to go sit in the car for a while and look at them. I just want to say goodbye to them.
For your own good.
You can't do this.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, this is not part of the deal, Luis. I am never, ever going to feel that way about you. You know that.
You need to take your pills. Try to be pleasant at dinner.
Your Honor, now you understand why Brenda Morgan was so desperate to get her hands on this tape. It proves that she tried to kill Alcazar once before. I submit that she finally got it right.
Objection! I object to this, Your Honor.
Order the court.
It's over.
We lost a closed circuit feed.
Miss Morgan is no longer connected.
That's contempt, Your Honor.
That's equipment failure, Your Honor.
She has a point, Mr. Baldwin. Approach the bench. Ms. Davis, please. Thank you.
What do you mean it's over?
Don't worry about it.
Does that tape prove that Brenda killed Alcazar?
It's a setback, that's all.
Well, do you think that she did it, Sonny?
It can be handled. Anything can be handled.
The tape is obviously relevant to this case.
Which is why I move, once again, for a continuance, Your Honor.
Why? So you can do your homework?
Your Honor, I never knew of the existence of this tape, let alone have the opportunity to review its contents.
I just got it a few hours ago myself.
Sneak attacks, Counselor. Not only that, they happen to be highly illegal, which gives me ample grounds for a mistrial, which I am requesting at this time.
Not in my
Your
courtroom.
Honor, the district attorney knew very well that the contents in this tape would present my client in an inflammatory and an unfair manner. He deliberately set out to prejudice that jury so that my clients would have no possible way of getting a fair trial.
Just because you don't like what's on the tape doesn't mean that you can start this all over again.
The tape, and I need to check its authenticity.
Save it for the appeals court. This court is adjourned.
All rise.
How's it feel to win?
The trial isn't over yet.
Come on, that tape proves that Brenda tried to kill Alcazar, and this time Jason finished the job. It's a slam dunk.
Don't be so sure.
Oh, you know what? Give yourself a break. Okay, so you botched your testimony. It doesn't matter. It's over. Jason and Brenda lose big time. Finally. Ha. We've got trouble. What do you mean, we? Who are you?
No, AJ, give it a break, okay?
Courtney figured out we're working together.
How'd that happen?
Well, she's not stupid.
Sonny found out that we paid off Ida.
Courtney told him.
I didn't pay off anyone.
God, AJ, look, I think that we really need... Oh, God. He's staring at us.
So, calm down.
Corinthos said if Brenda and Jason end up on the wrong side of this deal, that it could be, adios for me, so...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, the plan is starting to unravel a little bit, isn't it?
It's your problem. Let's go.
How can you just let him go? God, Sonny, Coleman set up that whole Ida thing. Her whole testimony was probably a lie.
Take care.
What does that mean?
That means the less you know, the better.
The damage is done. The judge is not going to consider a mistrial. He's not going to let me prepare, and I'm running out of options. I'm definitely putting Brenda on the stand.
No, she'll fall apart.
Not if it keeps her out of prison. She's the only one that can refute what is on that tape. I'm going to have to put you on the stand, too.
Hey, that's not going to help.
Jason, I know you didn't do it. I know you're innocent, which is why I agreed to represent you, but you are going to have to help yourself. You are going to have to prove your innocence to the jury.
I am no good on the stand.
You did fine at Michael's custody trial. What do you want me to do? What
What do you want me to tell you? That I could work this out on my own? Because I can't. You saw that tape. You saw how damaging it was to her. He is controlling her from the grave, and you may have the opportunity to help him, but you're going to have to break your ridiculous code of silence. I am not asking you to testify against her. I'm asking you to save her life, and in turn, save your own. Do you think that you can manage that?
I need to see Sonny. Well, he's not here. I don't know where he is, and I'm busy. Michael's sick.
I won't take you away from him long.
What do you want?
Christina needs an operation. I'm taking her to Johns Hopkins tonight.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. Of course you need to go. Is there a postponement?
That won't be possible. The judge is insistent on seeing that this trial move forward.
That's ridiculous. Your baby's sick and she needs surgery. Of course he'll give you a postponement.
He won't.
Even a jerk like Scott would agree to hold off since your baby needs emergency surgery.
Christina needs this operation. It's up to me when it happens. I'm choosing now.
Excuse me, let me get this straight. Christina's not in danger?
No.
Her life isn't at risk here?
No.
Okay, you're just choosing to go ahead with the surgery right now while Jason is in the middle of a murder charge and you're defending him?
I don't expect you to understand.
No, I don't, because either you've gone stark raving mad or you're doing this deliberately to hurt Jason and Brenda's chances for acquittal. Come on, you were in court. You saw how damaging that tape of Brenda was to the case. I get it. Now you're doing this deliberately to hurt them. Right. Now that everyone felt comfortable with you and safe because you're such a brilliant legal mind, you're going to go ahead and bail on everybody as soon as you get...
Who's bailing?
The arrangements have been made. I'm taking Christina to Johns Hopkins tonight.
Why don't you just admit it? Alexis, you still blame Sonny and Jason for your sister's death, so walking out on Jason in the middle of the murder trial is the way that you can get your revenge. You know, I didn't give him enough credit. You're good. You're very good.
I did what I was retained to do. I took apart the prosecution piece by piece.
Yeah, now when things are at their worst, you're bailing.
I'm taking care of my daughter.
You don't give a damn about innocent people who might be put to death? The oath you took when you became an attorney?
I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding another attorney who is more than capable of seeing this through. I will turn over all my case files and I will make myself available for consultation.
But this is wrong, Alexis. You should have taken the case if you knew you wouldn't be able to see it through.
You of all people should know what it means to put your family first.
You have a responsibility now, is what I'm telling you.
To my child, who comes before anything or anyone else. I've said what I've come to say.
What's with Alexis? She just walked off the case.
Let her. Brenda and I aren't going to be here anyway.
What does that mean?
We're leaving the country tonight. I've looked at this from every different angle, and unfortunately, Jax's plan is the only option that we have right now.
Well, if that idiot hadn't let the cops get their hands on that tape in the first place, you and Brenda would be...
I know, but it's done. And nothing is going to be able to get that jury to shake the image of Brenda going after Alcazar.
Okay, there has to be another way. Let's think about this. You and Brenda did not kill Alcazar, which means the real killer is out there. Let's put our heads together and let's figure it out. We can mobilize all the men who work for you.
We don't have time, Carly. Brenda and I have to get out right now. Sonny, I had a false ID arranged for Brenda the last time we were going to leave the country. I just got to go pick it up.
Okay, you're going to need money.
No, You know what, could you do me a favor? Just pick it up from the office and meet me at the airstrip?
Rally Field?
Yeah.
No problem.
Thanks.
I can't believe this. Jason, wait. Be careful, all right? Be safe in case I don't get to tell you later.
I will.
I love you.
Me too.
Hey.
Hey. you need to give this to Jason.
I'll give it to him.
If there's anything else you need while you're gone, once you're settled in, I can...
No, I don't need anything. I'm okay, but thanks for asking.
I hate that it had to come to this.
Yeah, me too. Can't tell you how many times I've just kind of sat around and wondered how different my life would be, you know, if I had made some different decisions. Anyway, I'm sorry I have to take Jason away from you, I know. And how much you depend on him.
And now I'm dependent on Jason to take care of you.
I'll be okay. I have Jax.
This isn't over, and I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but I'm going to do everything I can to clear you guys.
That's what you promised me.
Yeah, and I know Jason's going to do everything he can to make sure you're all right. Try not to spend that money all in one place.
I'm not spending any of your money.
All right. You're gonna be all right. Oh, hey.
Hey.
How's Michael?
Fine, his fever broke.
Oh, that's good.
So did, Jason and Brenda take off, okay?
I don't know. I just dropped off the money with Brenda, and then I left, came home.
So, Jason delivers Brenda to Lisbon, and then what?
Well, he waits for me to end this and bring him back.
Well, maybe it won't be so bad. You know, Jason's been traveling before.
What's different when you know you can't come home? When I left the territory to Jason, the plan was that, I was going to disappear permanently. I had everything. It was all ready. I bought a place on the island. I moved a fortune in untraceable cash. I was supposed to be safe, and I was. And I started thinking about a lot of things, People who weren't there, places I wouldn't be able to see again. It ate at me. Every day. Until I hated being safe. Until I lost my mind. And Jason came and brought me home. When I came back to this place, it wasn't the same, In a lot of ways, it was better. But you can't get back what you had. Brenda couldn't, Jason won't.
Jason wouldn't want to. He never dwells on the past or the things that could have been.
Well, he's a smart guy. You start thinking about the past too much, you start missing out on good things that's right in front of you, you know what I mean?
Sweet.
You sleeping?
Yeah.
I checked on you about 4:35, and you were sleeping.
No, I wasn't.
You were completely out.
You came in. You kissed Michael on the forehead. You brought him a glass of water, and you kissed me on the cheek.
Why'd you say anything?
I just need a little time. Quiet time to think about Jason. I was worried. Where do you think they are right now?
I don't know, maybe across the hall.
But they didn't go to Lisbon?
Jason decided that he wanted to stay at last minute, and Brenda wouldn't leave without him. You know, maybe it would have been better if Brenda and Jason left. I don't know. I mean, you know, all I can do now is try to get them clear of all this.
So it was Jason who didn't want to leave, right?
Well, he didn't want to... I don't know. He didn't want to walk away from his life for whatever reason, and Brenda didn't want to abandon him. And I should get going.
All right, I'll meet you at the courthouse.
So you sure he's fine?
Yeah, you know what? He's probably going to sleep all day, and Letitia's with him. Jason needs his whole family there supporting him.
Yeah. You is fine, but not Courtney.
Well, you know what? I'm glad she was with you.
Yeah, because you weren't there, but you know what? She's too wrapped up in this. All right?
All right. Well, she's worried about you, you know.
Well, you know what? I like the fact that we're at a place now where she cares whether I go to prison or not. But the trial is a circus. I don't want to see her picture on the news sitting next to me. She's my sister. She should not have to go through this.
Is, Jason here?
He's not, but I'm expecting him back any minute, so I could...
I came to see you.
Oh. What is it?
You could have bailed on Jason, and I'm really glad that you didn't.
No, I'm not gonna bail on him and leave him in a situation like this.
Even for life with Jax? I thought that's what you wanted, to just fly away from here.
I have to stay here and prove that I'm innocent.
Okay, well, Sonny and I will be at the trial.
Oh. Well, I'll see you there.
Okay, good luck.
Thanks.
I've seen... Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for taking this case on such short notice.
I never thought I would be defending Jason Morgan.
Well, you obviously need a high-profile case now that you've left the DA's office.
No question about it. From what I've read so far, Jason seems to be innocent. That thought had actually never occurred to me.
What about Brenda?
Well, she's a little bit more problematic. They should have been tried separately.
I know. Can you use that? Can you get the judge to declare a mistrial?
Scott is corrupt, but he's not stupid. Technically, what he's doing is legal, and it's to his advantage. The only thing implicating Jason is AJ's testimony. If Jason was driving Alcazar's car, then it's a logical assumption that he chloroformed the driver and the guard in the monitor room. Now, that points to premeditation, but there's no evidence that he actually made it to Alcazar's room. Brenda, on the other hand, tried to stab Alcazar in a moment of rage, and there's proof of attack, but minimal evidence of premeditation. So Scott's going to try to convince the jury that they acted together. That Jason, the professional killer, did all of this prep work to give his wife, who hated Alcazar, the chance to kill him. Now, that makes a premeditation on both their parts. It also makes a conspiracy. And all that adds up to murder one.
Okay.
I got nothing to say to you. Fine, but I got a tip that could help Brenda and Jason. Now, you want to hear it or not? Message was on my mirror this morning. Someone wrote, "They're innocent, I have proof."
This was on your mirror?
Yeah, in red lipstick. Look, I live upstairs at Kelly's. Anybody could have broken in there. But obviously, this person has something that could help Brenda and Jason.
So they just happened to slip upstairs at Kelly's and write this on your mirror? You, of all the other people involved in this case?
I haven't gone to anybody with this, okay? Now, Taggart was asking me questions, and I didn't say anything.
Oh, is this where I'm supposed to be impressed with your discretion?
Carl, can you help me out with this? If we find out who wrote this message,
So what, are you trying to use my wife against me now? Is
You
that
know what? You
you're
have
trying to
been
do? No.
lying since you came to Port Charles. Sonny is not going to believe you, and I certainly don't.
So, how's Michael there?
Oh, he's better. He's probably just going to sleep for the day.
Which means you don't really need to be here.
We've been over this.
Wow.
Sonny, come on. I'm your family. And I know what happens in this trial could really affect you.
Yeah, you know, I think Courtney's right. I think it's best if we all just stick together.
Okay, see, this case is generating a lot of negative publicity. If you sit down with Carly and me, it could wind up hurting you.
Well, then I'll deal with it. And, yeah, I'm staying, though, Sonny. And I'd like to sit with my family, but if you have a problem with that, I'll find another seat.
No, I just wish you'd listen sometimes, that's all.
Yeah, well, and I wish that you would trust that I know what I'm doing. Maybe someday we'll both get what we want.
Excuse me.
He made us late.
We weren't late.
Sonny's sister's here.
Hey, if you're nervous, don't take it out of me.
You know what? Why don't you go out there and ask that reporter out? She was curious.
Hey, if you don't shut up, I will be convicted for murder because I'll kill you right here.
She looks like Snow White.
All rise.
This court is now in session. You may be seated. Is the prosecution ready to continue?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please call your next witness.
Ladies and gentlemen, the jury, the people call Ida Warren. It saddens me to say that Ida Warren passed away a few days ago, but she left an eyewitness account of the night in question. Ida Warren worked as a seamstress across from the Port Charles Hotel. She was a lonely old lady.
Luis Alcazar said that's all she wrote.
Those were the last words Ida Warren spoke. Afraid, tired of living on the run, she committed suicide. Frightened of what might happen to...
Objection, Your Honor. Mr. Baldwin can't know her state of mind.
Sustained.
We can only imagine what it was like for Ida, living that way, in that kind of fear.
Supposition, Your Honor.
Find another way, Mr. Baldwin.
Ida said that she saw Brenda Morgan go after Alcazar. We know Alcazar was thrown off the balcony that night. Had Ida lived, could she have told us...
Your Honor, please.
Mr. Baldwin, make your point, please.
Could she have told us that she saw Jason Morgan throw Alcazar
Your Honor,
off the balcony?
That's pure speculation. The eyewitness never placed Mr.
Order in the court.
Harris.
Well, maybe Ida can't, but I can. Here we go.
I have not seen this evidence, sir.
Her office was notified this morning.
I just took the case last night.
I will allow it.
In this bag is a hair follicle that identically matches that of the defendant, Jason Morgan. It was found on the balcony of the night in question. I submit that Mr. Morgan threw Mr. Alcazar to his death.
Order in the court. Order in the court. Order in the court. You will be dismissed if I don't have order in the court.
Were you on the terrace? When?
Days before.
Why?
I was just checking the place out.
You mean Case in the joint?
Okay, is she on her side?
Did it occur to you to mention this to anyone else? Is there anything else I should know before I put you on that witness stand?
Dude, don't put me on the stand.
This is really bad, isn't it?
Jason was in Alcazar's suite days before the murder. He can't say so because then he'd have to explain what he was doing there. And he'd also have to explain why he was driving Alcazar's limo.
It doesn't matter. Okay, Jason's innocent.
Brenda probably is too. It's all gonna work out.
Order in the court.
Prosecution rests.
Thank you, Mr. Bowen. Ms. Jensen, you may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to call Lieutenant Marcus Taggart.
State your name. Marcus Taggart.
I hope you're enjoying this.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
You may proceed.
Is there a tape showing another possible suspect entering the Port Charles Hotel on the night of the murder?
Yes.
Who is that suspect?
Jasper Jacks.
Your Honor, Mr. Jacks has been cleared as a suspect.
Sustained.
Are you aware of any other evidence that the DA may be withholding from this jury?
It's my job to collect the evidence, not present it.
And have you collected any evidence relevant to this case?
Yes.
And has the DA presented all of that evidence to this jury?
Relevance, Your Honor.
Move it along, Ms. Jensen.
Has Scott Baldwin suppressed any evidence that could possibly help my clients?
Objection, Your Honor. I'm not on trial here. Lieutenant Taggart's not on trial here.
Sustained.
I will not have my department maligned because the Morgans cannot keep an attorney. What are you, attorney number 3?
Mr. Baldwin, that's enough.
No more questions, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I'm going to testify.
Your Honor, I would like to testify.
Your client is out of order.
Because I would like to tell my side of the story. No, it's fine. Okay,
Mr. Baldwin,
I
you
swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
State your name.
I'm Brenda Barrett. Why is it so bad if Brenda
You
testifies?
swear to tell the truth, the whole truth?
Because Baldwin's going to go after her in cross-examination, and she's going to have to hold it together.
Yeah, which isn't her best event.
You may be seated. You may proceed.
Would you tell us what happened on the night in question?
Yes. The Quartermains had a party for me, and Luis showed up. Luis Alcazar showed up. He upset me. And so we left the party. And later on that night, I went to his hotel room and I told him that he should leave town. He grabbed me. He forced himself on me. He started kissing me. And so I pulled away from him and I started running. And I bumped into this room service cart and a knife fell off, so I grabbed it. And I did go after him.
Did you plan to kill him?
No, I didn't.
Did you kill Luis Alcazar?
No, I didn't. I was upset and I wanted to scare him. So I did go after him with the knife. But he grabbed my hand, and when I pulled away, I cut his hand. And he grabbed me again, and he threw me down on the ground, and I got up, I threw the knife down, and I ran out of the room.
Was Jason Morgan in the room?
No.
Was Luis Alcazar in the room when you ran out?
Yes, he was.
Thank you, Miss Morgan. No more questions.
Thank you. Mr. Bowen, do you wish to cross-examine?
You bet I do.
Proceed.
When was the first time you saw your husband in the hotel the night Alcazar was murdered?
In the hall.
No, not where. When? Was it after you stabbed Alcazar?
Okay, after I left the room, he came up behind me.
So Jason just happened to be strolling down the hallway of the Port Charles Hotel.
He was there.
And you sure he came up from behind you?
Yes.
Well, let me ask you, was it the left side or the right side?
I don't understand.
Mr. Baldwin, move on, please.
Do you have any idea where Jason was before you saw him?
I don't know. I think he was in the stairwell. Yeah, he was in the stairwell.
But you're not sure, are you?
No, I'm not sure.
He could have been anywhere, right?
I suppose.
He could have been downstairs having a cup of coffee and a donut.
I don't know.
Or he could have been upstairs throwing Alcazar off the balcony.
Objection. He was not doing that.
Sustained, Mr. Baldwin.
We already know that your husband drove Alcazar to the hotel. He chloroformed the driver, then he chloroformed the security guard that was watching the monitors. He wanted to make sure that nobody saw anything happen on the 14th floor. Is that right?
No.
So wait a minute. So you're saying something did happen?
He's badgering a witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Baldwin, that's enough.
Well, Jason was hiding in the suite, and you came back to stab Alcazar, wasn't he?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive.
But you testified under oath that you didn't know where your husband was. Is that correct?
Yes, but I know that he wasn't
So he could have been
killing anybody
hiding in the suite when you came back in?
No.
Right?
No.
But Jason saw you stab Alcazar.
No, because I just said
But you
that
wanted to
I
kill.
stab
Did you want to
him.
kill Alcazar?
No, I did not. I wanted
And you
to...
needed help to do it, and your husband helped you. He threw Alcazar over the balcony.
No,
Then he helped you escape, didn't he?
No.
Then tell us what happened. Who else was in the suite? Who else could have pushed Alcazar off the balcony?
Answer the question, Miss Morgan.
Hello?
It's me.
Who's calling?
I left you a message.
What do you want?
Maybe I'll need Officer Peter in half an hour. I'll tell you what really happened to Luis Alcazar.
Jason didn't kill anyone. I just told you he wasn't even in the room.
You don't know where he was.
He didn't even have enough time to kill anyone.
How do you know?
I ran out of the room.
How do you
and
know?
He came up behind me.
Unless you killed him yourself.
Do it.
How can you be absolutely sure that Jason Morgan didn't kill Luis Alcazar unless you did it yourself?
When I left Luis's suite, he was alive, and then I ran out, and Jason ran up and grabbed me. How
So he was,
would he have enough time?
He was standing outside the door right when you ran out.
No, well, I ran out, and I ran down the hall, and then
Well, how
he
far
came-
down the hall?
Well, I'm not sure exactly how far it was.
Well, was it just one hall?
Objection, Your Honor, relevance.
Your Honor, I am almost there.
All right, I'll allow it.
Was it one hall or not?
Okay, I think it was maybe two halls. I don't know. I ran out, and the hotel is very big. You know, it's.
How long were you wandering around the hotel?
Not very
Was it 2 minutes? Was it 3 minutes? Was it 5
It was
minutes?
less than that.
Less than that.
Yes, it wasn't very long.
So you were so distraught after you attacked Alcazar that you just went out in the hallway and you just wandered around for a couple of minutes.
No, I just said that it was less than a couple of minutes.
And then Mr. Morgan found you.
Yes.
Right after he threw Alcazar to his death.
No.
Objection, Your Honor, leading the witness.
Sustained. Counselor, stick to the facts, please.
Okay, well, you admit that Mr. Morgan had plenty of time to enter the suite and then throw Alcazar to his death.
I did not just admit that. When Jason found me, he didn't even know that anything had happened to Luis. And he hadn't been in Luis's suite.
Well, how could you be certain?
Because he told me.
Well, then explain what's he doing on the 14th floor. We know that he drove Alcazar there. We have proof that he was on the balcony. You just admitted that he had time to get in there and kill Alcazar.
No.
Look, Jason wanted Alcazar dead that night. One way or the other, he was going to get that done. You couldn't do it, so he did it for you. And now you've been covered for a cold-blooded killer for hire.
Objection, Your Honor.
Jason Morgan threw Alcazar off the balcony. Isn't that the truth? use in it.
Sorry. You know, I'll call back. No, I'm fine.
Get back to me, please. My sister. Yeah, thank you.
Hey.
What's going on in there? What happened? What happened?
I just, you know what, AJ's just been glaring at her the whole time. I saw that, I know. It's hard to take.
Okay, I'm gonna have Max drive you home. You need to rest.
No, I'm all right, you guys, really. I need something to drink or something to eat, and I'll be fine. You know, we really appreciate that you want to be here to support Sonny. I do.
Okay, you know what? You need to, seriously, you need to rest. You need to go home.
Sonny, I haven't eaten all day, okay? I'm fine now, honestly. I want to stay.
Just a second. I'm not through with you yet, Mrs. Morgan. You merely just wounded Alcazar with a knife, and then you were taken out of the hotel by Jason Morgan, who ditched his plans, even though he had shut off the security cameras.
Objection. Speculation.
Sustained.
Mrs. Morgan, do you have any proof to back up your story?
Well, I swore to tell the truth.
All you got is your co-defendant, who also happens to be your husband.
Yes.
He's all you got. He's your alibi.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained. Mr. Baldwin, would you rephrase that, please?
I'll tell you what happened. You went to Alcazar's hotel. You wanted to confront him. You thought you were alone. You had no idea that Sky Quartermain was in the other room, face to face with the man who held you captive for years. He was obsessed with you. He told you he would never, ever let you go. Is that true?
Yes, it's true.
Objection, Your Honor. Prosecution is badgering the witness.
Wrap it up, Counselor.
Alcazar kissed you. He would have forced you to have sex with him had you not broken away.
Objection.
Sustained.
Alcazar tried to murder Sonny Corinthos.
Yes.
He shot and he injured Jasper Jacks.
Yes.
Because you loved them, right? Sonny and Jax, you loved them, and he only wanted you for himself.
Yes.
He would stop him, didn't you?
Yes.
You wanted Alcazar out of your life. You hated him.
Yes.
So you went out looking for a weapon. Any weapon would have done. You wanted to kill him, right?
Yes. I wanted to kill him.
No further questions.
Get her off the stand. Get her off.
Brenda, did you kill Luis Alcazar?
No.
Was he still alive when you left the room?
Yes.
Defense rests, Your Honor.
Barrett Morgan was a woman who had the world at her feet. She's beautiful. She's successful. She's privileged. And she's accustomed to the adoration of men. Luis Alcazar, rich, powerful. He has a lot of expensive things. He has mansions, yachts, property. Brenda lived with him, sailed on his yachts, and spent his money for years. Alcazar came to believe that he owned her, like a car, like an expensive piece of art. That's a horrible way for a woman to live. But he would pay a horrible price for that. Two women saw the ugly confrontation between Brenda and Luis Alcazar. Ida Warren, Sky Quartermain. both testified that they saw Mrs. Morgan attack Mr. Alcazar with a knife. While he stood there, stunned, wounded, looking into the eyes of the woman that he loved. Her husband, professional killer. He came out to the balcony railing and he pushed Mr. Alcazar over the railing, sending him to his death. I have a confession to make. Part of me didn't want to believe that this lovely woman, that she was capable of doing something like this. I wanted to believe that in the end, it was Jason Morgan who was acting alone, who took advantage of the fight that she had with Mr. Alcazar. But I heard the words come from Miss Morgan's mouth just moments ago before I saw the videotape of Brenda Morgan lunging at Alcazar with a pair of scissors. A videotape that he kept in a safety deposit box marked murder. Because he knew that it would come to this. Brenda wanted Luis Alcazar dead, and she wasn't strong enough to kill him by herself. So she enlisted the help of a man that she trusted. A man that she knew was capable of murder. Her own husband, Jason. Brenda and Jason conspired to kill Alcazar. But their victim, he knew what they were capable of. So he wanted to speak from his grave, a cry for justice. And the only people that can hear that cry are you. That's why you must answer with a verdict of guilty. Guilty.
The district attorney isn't interested in bringing Luis Alcazar's murderer to justice. His whole goal is to put Jason Morgan behind bars. He started out the day by trying to twist Brenda Barrett Morgan's words into some sort of confession that Jason Morgan committed this crime, but when that failed, he pulled the oldest trick in the book. He badgered the witness until he got her to say something that could be construed as some sort of admission of motive. Okay, that's very dramatic, but it's very predictable. It's the kind of trick a prosecutor uses when he knows he doesn't have a case. In Brenda's own words, she hated Luis Alcazar. She wanted him dead. Those are thoughts that most of us have had privately about someone in our lives. But Brenda Barrett Morgan never admitted to killing Luis Alcazar. And that's because she didn't do it. The district attorney so desperately wants to convict Jason Morgan of some sort of co-conspiracy that he wants you to make the leap from hatred to murder. He has intimidated witnesses, he has slanted evidence, all believing that you, the jury, are that easily led. Now you know as well as he does that lives are at stake here. The prosecution's whole case is based on circumstantial evidence and the eyewitness testimony of two women. Ida Warren, who may have been coerced and bribed for her statement and mysteriously died before she could even testify, and Sky Quartermaine Jacks, a known alcoholic who was drunk when she gave her testimony and who has some sort of vendetta against Brenda. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you have a shadow of a doubt, you cannot convict. And there is more than a shadow of a doubt in this case. There is some sort of cloud over these proceedings led by a district attorney whose whole motivation is to convict an innocent man. It is your job, it is your duty to see to it that Brenda Barrett Morgan is not used as a pawn in his game to try to convict an innocent man. If you look closely at this case, the whole case just falls apart. The only thing that points towards the truth is a verdict of not guilty. Thank you.
The trial is ended. Jurors, please convene to decide your verdict. You may be excused.
So what happens now?
I could go either way.
I can't stand all this waiting.
No, waiting's good. That means we're taking your time, you know, questioning, debating. If they come back too quickly, then
it means that, they're gonna find Jason and Brenda guilty.
okay, you know what? There's no point in second guessing.
Can we just get out of these halls of justice? I don't want to spend any more time here.
Let's go. I want to get you something to eat.
Oh, no, you know, it's okay. I can go home and make a sandwich.
It's too bad Alexis jumped ship. Not that it really mattered because I had the jury eaten out of my hand before it even got to my summation.
Or maybe they saw your story for what it was, a pack of lies.
Oh, that's tough talk from the gangster.
You like the sound of your own voice, don't you, Scotty? But sometimes, you know, words can get you in more trouble than you think.
You see, I see why you're upset, because your girlfriend practically gift-wrapped the guilty verdict. Now her and your number one stooge are going to Sing Sing. Guess who's next? I don't know. You? You go talk to the press.
Yes, go ahead, go run. Run, hide behind the press.
It's gonna be all right.
Talk to you.
What happened?
AJ and Coleman are the ones who paid Ida to lie. They worked out the phony witness setup together.
Can you prove it?
Not yet, but I'm sure of it.
Okay, if we have proof, we can get a mistrial. But we need it fast.
I'll do it.
The jury has finished deliberating. Verdict is in.
Have you reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
Madam Foreman, what say ye?
On the counts of murder in the first degree and conspiracy to commit murder, the jury finds Brenda Barrett Morgan and Jason Morgan guilty.
Stay tuned for scenes from the next General Hospital.